German nuns sold orphan children to sexual predators.
Here's a summary of the article.
Rome: a jarring report outlining decades of rampant child sex abuse at the hands of greedy nuns and perverted priests in the Archdiocese of Cologne, Germany, paints a troubling picture of systematic abuse in the German Church. The report is the byproduct of a lawsuit alleging that orphan boys living in the boarding houses of the Order of the Sisters of the Divine Redeemer were sold or loaned for weeks at a time to predatory priests and businessmen in a sick rape trade. The report names various German businessmen and complicit clergy who rented the young boys from the nuns who ran a convent in Speyer, Germany between the 1960s and 1970s. Bishop Karl-Heinz Wiesmann, who now leads the archdiocese, said that the abuse report was so gory it would be too shocking to make public. The report finds that 175 people, mostly boys between the ages of 8 and 14, were abused over 2 decades. Hauke, who led the victims group of those who survived the nuns until he resigned over the censoring of the report, says Woke told them in October 2020 that the report was not legally watertight and contained inadmissible prejudices against the Catholic Church that were fed by scandals going on elsewhere. The Archdiocese of Cologne told the Daily Beast in a statement that the reason the report was not published was that it failed to fully explain the methodology of the research, but Bishop Karl-Heinz Wiesmann, who now leads the Archdiocese, said that the abuse report was so gory it would be too shocking to make public.
This post received a score of 63,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Why does the bishop get to decide what info gets posted by the church from journalists?
And why is the church the one investigating this? Shouldn't Jarno, like the police, be the ones investigating this? Or are they, and I just missed that part? It seems to me every time these crimes are discovered, the church just gets to investigate itself, and there are very rarely any sort of criminal charges, assuming the abusers are still alive.
It's well beyond the statute of limitations in Germany. Besides murder, which has no limit, the longest statute of limitations is 30 years.
They always cover it up long enough. Unfortunately, no Staatsanwalt would go to court for foundation of a criminal organization against the church. Skeptical smiley face. Greater than Bishop Karl-Heinz Wiesmann, who now leads the archdiocese, said that the abuse report was so gory it would be too shocking to make public. How about you hand that report to the police and let them make that call, eh? 20% of the abusers are still alive. If they are still working within the church, and the article implies that some are, that makes Wiesmann complicit in their crimes. He's covering for rapists.
Pretty sure police are involved. Literally from the news article. Now, several lawyers with access to the 560-page report have shared segments with news outlets, including the Daily Beast. Every time there's an article like this, I think back to when Sinead O'Connor ripped up a pic of the Pope and had her career stalled because of it. The world owes her a big fucking apology.
I am relatively young and my mom just told me about it recently. I can't believe she got that much backlash for it. It's just the truth. We want to encourage celebrities actually giving a crap about something other than themselves.
It is staggering how much sway mainstream religion has lost with society at large in America since the 90s. The reason the backlash was so fierce was because Catholics knew deep down this was going to be the death knell of the Church. And as more and more of these wretched stories come out, the absence of younger generation in the pews becomes more and more conspicuous.
Same in Ireland. The Church had so much sway over here, that parents would disown their daughters if they got pregnant. Pack them off the what were essentially workhouses because of pressure from the local priest. Thank fuck the Church is on its knees over here now. We're less than one generation from it being pretty much obsolete.
They're still trying to hide the extent of abuse that went on in those homes they sent women to in Ireland. Just sick.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.